The problem is that the companies themselves are being pushed further and further to the left by shareholder proposals. And I want to talk with Justin now about the proposals related to something called ESG. Justin, what is ESG and how will it impact America?
Well, it's the latest corporate buzz phrase that means nothing. It's kind of like diversity and inclusion. These are just hollow things at this time. But ESG, it stands for environment, social, and governance. And so that's what it means. Those are the words. What it means in reality is whatever a particular liberal interest group happens to be pushing on that given day. Okay, they've co-opted these three words to push a policy and political agenda through the corporate arena because the left has realized quite effectively that corporations, just look at their so many corporations' recent support for Black Lives Matter. Corporations move way faster than the political process, right? Look at the policing bills in the House and the Senate. They're all caught up. They're moving slowly. Nothing's happening. But guess what? You can move corporations really, really fast on issues. It goes faster than the political process and faster than the legal process. And that's why left-wing activists use ESG shareholder proposals to try and change the culture, because they know you don't need to change a law to change the culture. And so every year, I said, at the outset that I file between 15 and 20 shareholder resolutions, and that's putting in a lot of work. The left has dozens and dozens of organizations under the umbrella banner of As You Sow. They file anywhere between 300, 400, 500 resolutions on their pet projects every single year. That's a lot of liberal voices influencing corporate action. And it's the SEIU. It's the Teamsters. It's asset managers such as Walden Asset Management and Trillium Asset Management. But it's also state pension funds in far left states like California and New York and in cities like Philadelphia that get behind these measures as well. And then, of course, there's the original activists like the PETAs and the Greenpeaces of the world. They all work in concert together to push their shareholder initiatives. And let me tell you, it's scary, Kevin. They are wildly effective.
No, they are being wildly effective, and yet that's not what investors want. I saw a poll from the Money Management Institute, and it talked about the top values. What do investors want? Yeah, they have environmental protection, human rights, social justice. Those things are here, which would be diversity and sustainable corporate practices, but they are way down the list compared to the top two, which are family and my country, which is euphemistic for patriotism. They're talking about pro-America and pro-family. Are you seeing those shareholder proposals show up?
Yeah, right. The landscape is ridiculous, right? We're outnumbered 50 to 1 from activist groups on the left that are engaged in this process. And again, they're wildly successful. This shareholder season is nearly complete for voting. There's a few outstanding meetings left. But they've already broken their own record. 19 shareholder proposals have gotten over 50%. And that may not sound like a lot if folks are uneducated on this, but first of all, that's a record. The previous record was only 14. Second of all, I've been doing this for a decade, and I can tell you, if you get 10% of the vote, that's a huge number because so many shares are closely held by founders such as Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, Jeff Bezos at Amazon. And so the fact that basically every other investor is voting, and I'm using air quotes when I say that because we'll talk about it soon, I hope, but the vote is rigged. Okay, that this is a rigged vote where your values are not being voted in what you believe. And so again, you're investing in lots of companies, folks, that are offending your values because of a rigged proxy vote that you don't even know is going on. And we need to get Americans and investment managers engaged in this process in a much more meaningful way.